Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to do a little light language. I just had an amazing visit with my family, and it was interesting because whenever you visit with your family and whenever you're with people that you grew up with, we have a tendency to have amazing moments, and then you're reminded of some of the things that we still have to work on, right? Patience and kind of recognizing that we're all unique individual expressions and realizing the beauty in one another. And it's just, I just am reminded, number one, how blessed I am to have a family and that I can call my friends, but also it's a good reminder to realize that we are all on this journey together, yet on our own journey. And so I learned a lot this past week, on and off, and I just wanted to share that with you guys because I wanted to express that oftentimes we have a tendency to project our expectations onto someone else, or project what we think people should be doing, or how we feel people should be reacting and acting. And to take a step back and be that compassionate witness where you extract yourself from the situation with feeling and love and realize that we're all on this journey, and we're all these beautiful expressions of source, and it's just really cool to have that opportunity to interact with such my family is wonderful. So I'm just in a space of gratitude right now, and I want to share that with you guys because I know a lot of people out there. So let me back up and just say thank you so much for tuning in to today's light language video and message. And for those of you who haven't seen these videos before, welcome. My intention with all of these videos is to assist in raising the frequency and the vibration on Mother Earth, in our interactions with one another. And through these transmissions, I offer healing tunes, toning, frequency tuning, downloads, activations. Sometimes just English messages come through with the light language, but not always. And it's essentially, in one form, it's healing, but in other forms, it's opening and expanding. And so that's my intention with all of the work that I do. These messages that come through and these energies that come through this energy healing are for the collective. However, of course, we all make up the collective. So my intention is that it assists you with whatever you need most in this now moment as a collective. So if there's something specific you want to work on, you're more than welcome to email me, and we can do that together. And thank you for all the emails that I've been receiving in general, and then the messages. I'm working on catching up with those this week. As you guys may or may not have understood, I obviously had company and it's been a little challenging to keep up. Woo! Having said that, lots of stuff going on in the energies, lots of stuff going on with the sun. Maybe that'll come through, but just in general, I feel like, again, back to the family and back to what we're seeing out in the collective, all the messages that I've been receiving for a while now are all about honoring each other, being grateful for the fact that whether we see dark, whether we see light, grateful for the experience in general, the experience that we're sharing together. And once we can step into that place of gratitude and appreciation for those beings around us that are going through their own journey in their own way, it helps us kind of not become so emotionally involved that we are not able to see clearly. So sometimes the messages I received were feel your emotions. However, when we are expressing ourselves coming from a place of love, and not necessarily, we might feel anger, but we're being invited not to express ourselves from anger, right? We can feel the anger, integrate the anger. Not that I experience this with my family, I'm just saying in general, because there's a lot of people out there that are experiencing things with family that is anger or disappointment, or they feel like they're not understood. I could go on and on. But we're being invited to feel those emotions and come into our hearts, see clearly from here, right? And then express from that, rather than expressing, I can't believe you feel this way, or that doesn't make any sense, or I'm angry, or I feel, rejected, or whatever. There's so many feelings that are circulating out there within us, right? And the pot is being stirred right now for many of us. And so it's all about coming back into the heart, allowing yourself to feel that way, but expressing from love. So I'm just going to go into a brief light language here, and we'll go from there. So sitting however is comfortable for you, breathing. My little guy's joining us. Guys, again, I apologize. I have not invested in a microphone yet. Maybe I'll do that soon. So I'll do my best to keep this level for your ears. Again, this is not meant to be understood on a linear level. It's meant to be understood on a cellular level. Your body understands it. And so there is a tidal wave of emotions often that is expressed in a deluge of reactions and responses. And this tidal wave of emotions is oftentimes accompanied with these reactions. And we are now in this space of learning to separate in a sense of oneness and allow the tidal wave to be seen, to be confronted, to be integrated and expressed in a beautiful form of communication. And so I'm seeing that as a play on words as communion, combining. I see the Trinity. And so lots is coming through right now, guys. I'm just trying to get it into some form of linear interpretation so that it can be expressed. So I'm just going to go into some more light language. And so as judgment is revealed, okay, judgment of one another and judgment of oneself, as you see these judgments being handed out, being holding hands with. So I'm seeing this as a representation of, and misjudging, I'm seeing a representation of collecting in groups, and then from that group, people are shaking their fingers at each other saying, I judge you. And this is an all spectrum. I judge how that person reacted. I judge how this person is feeling. I judge how this should be handled. We collaborate and we activate other potentials. In addition to that, we judge ourselves, and we are then sometimes, perhaps we gave energy to a certain judgment system, and then all of a sudden we wake up and we see this energy being handed out, and we realize, I can't believe I just judged that person. I'm an awful person, right, as an example. And so there are all these different shelves of judgment that we are participating in as a human collective. And we are being invited to step out of that space and go in interspace, inner space, inner knowing. And realize that we are all standing underneath the shade or the umbrella. And I see us holding each other's umbrellas. And so we are being shielded from the sun when we do this. So this is a play on words that many things with the sun. I obviously said a lot of things are going on with the sun. But this is also a reference to the sons and daughters of God. And so I'm inviting you to not be under the umbrella of the judgment of what the word God means. So let's take that out and expand that out, put the umbrella away, and just open up to the space around us and see that as oneness. So rather than saying God as in empower, and perhaps some people have a judgment of what God means. For example, some people see God as a man figure, right, a male figure, sitting up on a throne, judging everybody else. And that has been trickled down through the matrices, is what I'm hearing, matrices, the matrix of our knowledge, knowing, understanding on a certain level. So we're being invited to put that away and just see God as one, as an energy. So I'm having lots of references here, and I'm going to share with you. I'm going to express some light language. So I'm going to share with you a Ray Bradbury story. I think it was called The Illustrated Man. It was one of my favorite stories in high school. And it changed my whole perspective on organized religion in general. And I'm not knocking it. I'm just giving another expression of this. And I'm hearing right now it's okay to be organized, and it's okay to believe in yourself from the heart, and believe in your higher self, as in these organizations of conceptualization of love. Okay, but this is more of a reference in general to the energy. So many people see God as a man sitting on a throne with a long beard, maybe a ruler telling you this is your rules and this is what you're supposed to follow. And if you don't follow these, I will moat you. I moat you into, bury you. So this book that I read in high school, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, Ray Bradbury, this is probably where science fiction is also coming into play here, because I'm seeing, when I share these with you guys, it's coming out in levels and layers and bubbles. So I see the story, but then I see all these bubbles of meaning behind this. And there was one story within this book of short stories that these beings were sent to Mars or some planet. And I apologize, I may be butchering the background, but this is also a good reference to an interpretation. This is my interpretation of what resonated with me on a spiritual level, coming from a fictional character book. It blew my mind, literally, and opened me up to a new realization of what things could possibly be, which we are being invited to step into as well, and not to stay in a stagnant old energy doctrinization of how things are, because that has evolved. And we are being invited to go evolve with it. And in the book, these, we'll just call them men of God, went to teach their belief system of the Bible and Christianity to beings on another planet. And without going into the whole story, the idea was that they would save these people. And on one end, they could save all of these wretched people. Again, these are all loose terms that were, let's say, involved with, sinners, we'll call them. But on the other part of the planet, they could go talk to these people who they didn't know anything about, and that may not understand who God even is. So they opted to go to these other beings of light. But these beings didn't have the same shape as we do. They didn't have a human form. And so when they had difficulty communicating with them from their perspective, so they built an idol shaped like these beings, who were, from my memory, were spheres of light, but that could be we'll call them spheres of light because I'm seeing reference to this. So they built this idol, and they tried to show them, this is so you can worship this being because they look like you. And at one point, one of the men of God said, well, we don't even know if these beings of light actually have empathy or feelings or the potential to love or whatever it might be, see right and wrong. And so he opted to throw himself from a hill. And he thought, okay, if I throw myself off this mountain, surely if they have a heart, and I'm guys, I'm just really loosely saying this. I read this in high school, but this is how long it sat with me. That was truly probably the last time I read it. Maybe in college I read it again, or my college years. And so he threw himself from the mountain, and this being of light saved him. And he said, oh, okay, perfect. So obviously they know the difference between right and wrong. So this man of God, which by the way was not allowed according to his religion to commit suicide, right? Because that's a suicidal reaction, to throw himself from the hill and hope that this being would save him. And the being did. So he took a big chance. Anyways, the being of light, make a long story short, essentially said, after this person said, I'm trying to save you, but this being of light was the one that saved him. And we're trying to get you to understand that God is this, that, and the other thing. And the being of light said, what makes you think that I wasn't like you once? And it was beautiful, because here is this sphere of energy, no form to it really other than a sphere of light, consciousness. And it didn't have skin, and it didn't have the same shape and color of what we think God should look like, or what we think a person should look like, right? All of our boxes. And he said, this man was talking to him saying, well, he said, what makes you think we weren't once like you? We are beyond that. And so I'm not going to go into, obviously if you want to read that story, you'll maybe get something completely different from it. And that's okay too. So again, I'm getting goosebumps as I shared this with you guys. They had evolved. They had ascended. They were pure source love, connected. They didn't need to be in a skin suit. They didn't need to be in this space. Yet these beings of God who thought they were men of God, which I'm not labeling them, as many of you probably assume what religion I might be talking about, were so adamant that they had to save these beings. They had to go in and change them and mold them into a certain shape. And that is not what this is about. Focus here, right? Acceptance, love, gratitude. So I'm going to go into a little light language to assist us in that. And then I'm going to do another video with more light language. So I know I went off on a tangent there, but it was something I was guided to share. So thank you for listening. Dos ashianak ak inet at astashtianak ak anok urushtianak ak anok unok urushtianak ok ustoshtianak esteshtiana. Doro ok ustoshtianak esteshtianak ak anak ak nesteshtianak anak ua, embracing all languages. Dok unok urushtiesteshtiana, all forms of communication. Ia anak ak anak ak anak anak ak ua. See beauty in all things. See yourself in all things. See yourself in the beauty of all things. Ua ana a ia ak ana ak ua ia ak ana unuk ua. We seek to activate within you your potential of the highest levels of love light, realization, activation, taking action in compassion, compassionate action in forgiveness and non-judgment. For forgiveness, for giving, is an action, as opposed to a reaction, reenacting an old habit pattern, an old grid matrix belief system that stems from something that no longer completes you, me, us, we. Durushtik anak isteshtianak uk urushtiast ashtianak ak astashtianak ak ostoshtiast anak esteshtiana. For is that not why many go seek out a man of God or a woman of God to then seek forgiveness for the sins that they perceive they have Committed, meaning committing, meaning making a commitment to. For you no longer need a middle ground. You are one with source energy. You are the beauty that you seek. Do not give your commitment to the sins that you perceive you have enacted in. For you are no sinners, no longer committing, tied to old energy that no longer serves you. Be the rainbow warriors from the heart. Let go of your ties with what you think and perceive you have done in the past. Start new, start fresh. Offer yourself, your higher self, a fresh perspective. Perseverance, overcoming, integrating all that you are. Non-linear, multi-layered, multi-leveled, multi-functioning. From here. Express who you really are. Giving your time, perceived time, to that which is truly your connection to source, which is here, which is in the forgiving of one another, the giving of your energy of gratitude, of perseverance, but it's a play on words. Non-judgment. Judgment Day has come and gone. It is in your day-to-day perception of who you really are. Open your heart. You have the key. You are the key. We honor you. Honor one another. Hold your brother's hand, your sister's hand, the mother, the father. The divine union of the inner child. Learn from the babies, the children. I'm having reference to that video with the babies that keep hugging one another. If you guys haven't seen that, it's sure a viral video. It's so cute, so beautiful. We honor you in the knowing that we are you. Our brothers and sisters of the rainbow frequencies of love, of all colors of the rainbow, meaning all spectrums, all vibrational patterns of love light. Union and communion, union and commitment to a higher frequency of love expression expansion. Go forth and spread the light that you are. And so it is. In love and light until the next video. Namaste.